Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Mog's Workshop, and what are we going to be doing now? Well, this is the third and final part of putting together our magical, mystical, wizarding gauntlets. What we need to do now is attach the finger pieces to little strips of leather. So first thing, we take these and we put little holes in here to make sure we know where we're going to be putting in the real holes, which we'll be doing here with this hole punch. Give it a squeeze and clip. There we go. Sometimes little bits of leather don't come out all the way. Let's see here. Might need to pull this out. Gets stuck sometimes because it's all fibrous. Oh, there it is. It's stuck to my thumb. Right, get rid of this thing. Right. Okay, on with the... wait a minute. There it is. As we can see, these things have a habit of staying around when they're not wanted. Goodbye. Okay, back onwards. Here we go. We've got the holes here punched away, and we'll just keep on doing this all down the line until we've got our finger piece ready to go to the next step. Of course, we need to remember that not only do we put the holes here for these parts that we've already done, but also for the little rivets that are going to go in between. Okay, that's it. Should all be ready now. Let's go. And talking of those rivets in between, we're going to make these with nails. These are normal roofing nails, and we're just going to slice off their tops. So we've got little stubby versions of nails. And these ones here, we've also chopped off the sides of the base of them, so we've got square ones. We'll see why we've done that in a minute. As long as they're not too tall, they should make nice rivets. And we're left over with all of these little things. Not sure what we're going to do with those. Anyway, moving on, we've got the rounded end of a ball peen hammer. We're going to put our nice little finger piece on top here, and then we're going to tap away with another hammer, just making sure that we can squeeze and squish the nice bit of rivet end and turn it over so it closes up. There we go, all rounded over, and that piece of leather is not coming off. That is now secured and ready for the next one. And you don't have to hit these very hard at all. They are quite malleable. Whoa, look at this. We've got a lovely little wormy finger all done. And this is held in very neatly with our square and round rivets. We can see why we've done that now, so they don't get all mashed up together and stop you bending your finger. There's the little pieces on the knuckle, and a close up there you can see how nicely rounded the rivet ends are. Okay, let's go. Next, what have we got here? We've got many fingers done. Well, actually only two. There's many more to go. Let's speed this up, shall we? Bongo, hello. We've done all of the fingers, and they've all come together rather nicely there. The thumbs were a little bit more interesting, a few more weird curves to get sorted out, but the same principle over and over, and they're all done. And this is where they're going. Now, I've picked some quite tight-fitting gloves here because we're going to go for something a little bit more of a fashionable look for our gauntlets rather than some kind of heavy-duty thing. But what we need to do here now is secure these at the top and the bottom of each of the finger pieces, and we're going to be doing that with more familiar rivets. Here comes the glove walking over to say hello, and we'll put the finger piece on, and what we need to do next, of course, is to put some holes in the glove to receive the rivets. So we're going to poke and put some holes in just where we want them. There we go, and then from the inside we just take our rivets and we squeeze them through the holes. I use these super long tweezers here. I think they're meant for fish tank cleaning actually. And we just put them up into the finger so we can locate the hole. Squeeze, and there we go. We're all ready to put the finger in place. Make sure it all registers up neatly before we take it and give it a darn good smashing to make sure that these rivets get nicely rounded over. Did it work? Let's have a look. Yes, there we go. The finger piece is in place, and once again that's not going anywhere, and there's plenty of slack to make sure that we've got room for when the glove starts to stretch and gets used to being used. Okay, let's do more, and here we go. They're all in place, and this is looking rather jolly. Just the thumb piece to go now. Of course the thumb piece is absolutely enormous, and when this moves on its little leather strip, it might have a habit of pulling away far too far away from the thumb. So we're going to put an extra rivet hole in there to hold it in place just on the side of the middle of the thumb. Here we go, we've put that in place there. I think that's going to look rather nifty. This will really keep it secure. And so how are we even attaching these? Of course, well, we need to have something inside the glove in order to make sure that when you bash it with the hammer, you don't absolutely destroy it. So what we've been using is a little anvil. Here's an example here using the thumb piece. We squeeze a little anvil horn into the glove, and then we can tap, give it a real good bash, and you can watch there as the rivet kind of melts into place, using the flat end and the rounded end to secure it in such a way that if you shook someone's hand, it wouldn't come away and embarrass everyone involved. Oh, okay, what have we got? Well, we've got a gauntlet with fingers and a thumb. We now need to put the back piece on in the same way that we did the fingers, and that means putting it in place, making sure it's okay, and putting holes ready for the rivets. Let's go! Magicking forward, we can see that they're all there, lined up in a nice neat row. Don't they look spiffing? So we'll line up now on top of them, our knuckle guard and our back pieces. We'll just push them to fit at the moment to check that everything's in the right place. Looking good. Let's squash them. So how to squash them? Well, normally what you use for pop rivets is this little whizzy-wazzy here. You'd stick it inside the glove, and then you would use the other little end, and you would squash them together. But we need the anvil. Why? Well, because we can't get that round little base under there. There's just not enough space. We're going to have to use the anvil horn again. Tap, tap, let's get these in there. They really don't use a lot of force at all. They're very gentle, but once they're in, they're really in. They're not coming apart. So we just squash these in, and there's our glove. We're really almost at journey's end now. We'll line these up. This is going to be for the knuckle piece, of course, the last piece of our metal puzzle. Positioning this in nice and carefully. Of course, our fiber optics are pretty robust, so there's no danger of anything snapping inside, not with all of that vinyl wrap holding everything in place. Once again, a little tap tap, not much needed in terms of pressure, and our gauntlet is almost done. Almost. Yes, because we need to just create another little hole on the back of the gauntlet there to pull the wiring through so we can connect it to our battery compartment. Here we go, we'll find a nice little spot for it so we can't see it from the outside, and we'll slowly but surely pull these through with some normal sized tweezers, and we're ready to go. Wait a minute, where's the other one? There used to be 2 gloves, didn't there? Hang on. Yeah, better. 2 gloves, raring to go. Just need to connect these to button cell batteries, and of course the button cell batteries will have buttons to turn them on. Doesn't that all make perfect sense? Okay, when these are worn, the battery cells will just be tucked up inside. They'll all be nice and secure and cozy. So it's about time that we saw what these ludicrous magical wizarding gauntlets really look like. I do hope you enjoyed this project. It was lots of fun to take a little break into the world of metal, but we'll soon be going back to tiny electronics on the next project. I do hope to see you there, and see you here on Mog's Workshop.